So let's carry on with the mindful eating rant. It's still January 25th, the morning of. It's just a little bit before 9, about 5 till 9. Going to do the exercise for eating mindfully. Because I'm going to go one video over my goal, I guess, for one thing. Just previously did the rant on mindful eating and how I think it's a super snobby way for liberal people to get over on regular people, and how I did used to buy into the mentality, the storyline, the narrative, that somehow we're less mindful about eating because we're in the United States, versus we're less mindful about eating because our general population, we the people, the bottom 46%, aren't just completely under attack. And not even just the bottom 46%, because I'm watching the same group of people attacking the President of the United States. So, yep. Not going to say that I'm impressed by your power, but I mean, definitely I recognize that you're a large group of bitches. I'm not a therapist. I'm a long-term consumer of mental health services and products. Not always willingly, often at the choice of the same group of whoever that's running the circus that, I guess, we're trying to clean up now. The swamp creatures. So hello, swamp. We're going to eat mindfully so that you can snob out. And I'm going to say again that why is public education got the kids being trained in the cafeteria to be dogs and taught to be dogs and animals of the plantation, as if they're pre-prisoners in your private prison industry. I'm so glad that President Donald J. Trump is an innkeeper rather than a fucking prison warden, an owner and investor in the private prison industry. So, now we know why I like to chew with my mouth shut on the screen, or my mouth open on the screen. But I don't have to. Obviously, I can handle going into a fancy restaurant and use the damn multi-fork, multi-spoon, multi-glass situation just fine. But let's eat mindfully and talk about burgers. And in fact, I would suggest get a hamburger and eat that shit mindfully. Notice it. Get some that's made with like non-frozen beef. No, I have gone veggie, and I don't have any beef. Can't afford it, for one thing. But also, it is hard on the arteries. But I might go get a hamburger, maybe from McDonald's next time I'm in town. Maybe I'll go into McDonald's and mindfully eat, but that would be annoying to the McDonald's people. I don't know. Maybe I won't have a behavior at all, and I'll just work it all out right here on the video. I just hate snobs. Alright. 2. Eating mindfully, which the mindful people don't want brought into the school system. They only want kept at fancy private schools like Montessori and stuff like that, so they can mindfully grow their vegetable gardens. But the rest of us can't afford to send our kids there. They're not going to let public school kids grow vegetable gardens because, then the Montessori kids would have to get stepped up. And frankly, I would say that at Montessori we had a pretty deeply racial, freaked out teacher, and we didn't go. We didn't keep on going. Not only could we not afford it, but I feel like the teacher there was pretty heavy-duty racist, supremacist. Yeah, it was pretty bad. But we're glad we had the experience, but I didn't want my daughter in there being intimidated by that woman and her family, frankly. we went to a really nice school, but then we had to move up here, then we had a nightmare, then we got another really nice school, but then we had to move to the other town and got into the same school system that harassed my mom and harassed me out of the education system. So, yep, here we are. Eating mindfully. To start, move through the meal slowly. Take your time performing every action and notice what your experience is as you go through it. When you lift a fork or cut your meat, note what it is like for you. As you place a bite of food in your mouth and chew it, think about the flavors and the texture of the food. Is it enjoyable or repulsive? Don't get hung up on judging it, just notice it. Do you find that particular thoughts or feelings come up during the course of the meal? If so, simply note those as well. You might want to use some of the techniques used throughout this book to help you do that. I have to take the rice off. Alright, the feelings, blah, blah, blah. Are you eating with a friend or partner, or are you eating alone? It may be interesting to watch your mind as you interact with the people with whom you take your meals. It may also be interesting to note the kinds of thoughts and emotions that come up when you're eating alone. Because we all have to take the time to eat in order to live, eating mindfully is an excellent way to practice staying in contact with the present moment and make the most of your time. And I'm just going to say that before we got our society broken into pieces, I'm pretty sure that people just ate like that normally, right here in the United States of America. I remember sitting at the table, we all just ate, and we're in the present moment. And that was one of the first things that started being destroyed by outsiders when my parents got divorced and I got taken away from my dad, and the world stepped in to do whatever it was going to do to us. That was one of the first things that got destroyed, was family mealtime. So, yep. Almost seems like it's an artificially created problem, like so many others.